What I'm about to say is probably going to hurt a few men's feelings, and that's okay.
Y'all see the direction this is going in? Due discretion's advised.
That's all right. They're all right. When I was a kid, my dad used to say, grown men don't dance. When I would ask him why he doesn't dance, like at parties and stuff, he said, I never learned how to dance. I was too busy working.
The fact that you even bothered repeating such an idiotic phrase is insane to me. Grown men don't dance? Have you ever heard of something called the daddy-daughter dance? Clearly not, because apparently your father doesn't dance, so you didn't get that experience. Or what about seeing your mother and father together, sharing a little two-step or two in the house, showing y'all what real love looks like when two people actually enjoy one another? And the reason your father would tell you that is because he didn't get a chance to learn how to dance. He was already working. What were your grandparents doing? Why was he working at damn near 5 or 6 years old? He shouldn't be able to dance at that point in time. He had plenty of time to learn how to dance. I'm sorry to tell you, but your father's miserable. And in typical traumatized fashion, instead of seeking help, true therapy, to really get past this point, he'd rather make up some bullshit quote so he can make himself feel better about the fact that he never got the opportunity to just let loose and dance. Bro, you need help. That is not okay. You dancing and you providing for your family ain't got shit to do with one another. You can still be at the job busting a move if they playing music in the background.
I think that same thing applies to social media. Grown men who are gainfully employed are not in women's comments writing weird shit. Like, I feel sorry for your husband. My wife would never. You don't have a wife. You work at Metro PC. You don't even have health insurance. You don't have a wife. Get off the internet. Go be a man.
You, ma'am, are definitely your daddy's child.
These girls of my generation got the game up, bro. So I took this girl that I met at campus on a date, some little fine I ain't gonna go. I pick her up and I take her to Outback Steakhouse. That's a nice little spot to take somebody out to eat for a first date. So before I picked her up, I didn't want to just show up empty-handed, you feel me? So I picked her up a nice little bouquet of roses. So when I pull up in front of her crib, I open the door for her and I get the roses out the back seat and hand them to her. She say thank you, and then she sits in the car. Now we on our merry way. So we get to Outback, we get a nice little booth, and then we just chat. But we get our drinks, order our appetizers, our main meal while we just chatting and shit. It's going good, but then it just shifted. My phone didn't die, I just walked in the house real quick. But anyways, the reason it shifted, she come out of nowhere saying, you know, I don't like roses. So now I'm like, oh, damn, my fault. She like, nah, you could have asked. And in my head, I'm thinking like, I mean, I was just trying to be nice, a good first impression, but alright. So now I'm just like, alright, that's my fault. She said, right. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I wasn't trying to show it right there and then, so I'ma let this one slide real quick. Now we chatting again, and then she asked me a random question. She like, so have you ever had a Valentine? I said, yeah, one. She said, so what did you get her? I said, I don't like talking about my past relationships with girls I'm trying to pursue. So then she like, okay, then what you gonna get me? So I'm just going along with it. I'm like, what you like? She starts saying like Chanel bags, Prada, Gucci and Gabbana. But then I stop her real quick. I'm like, you naming all of this, what you gonna get me? She said, what I'm gonna get you? Valentine's Day for the girls. I said, I ain't buying you all that and you ain't getting me nothing. Now she talking about, who gonna be the boys? The that you used to with gonna be the boys. I'm gonna be the man, motherfucker. Her ass talking about, you can be the man all you want, but you gotta be a trick to get with this chick. Get your corny ass. I said, if you don't speak Gakanese, you ain't getting no cheat. My phone died, but anyways, now she talking about, clock it, I see what you want now. No, motherfucker, I see what you want. Talking about some motherfucker Gucci Gabbana. I don't even know what that look like. Then this girl has the audacity to come out of nowhere. Then you got me at Outback. That's another thing. You could at least took me to Ruth Chris. Ruth Chris? It's the same shit as steak. You didn't even order steak. You got a motherfucking pasta. So then I'm like, matter of fact, I'm going to the bathroom. Hold up. Whole time I didn't go to the bathroom. I went to our server privately and I told her to make it 2 separate tabs. I'm not paying for your ungrateful ass. If you can't pay for it, then you're gonna be sitting right here until you can. Find your own ride home. Pay for my left her ass right there and blocked.
Once again, you can shame them all day. Oh, you broke. Well, you all they got, you broke too. Cause you can't buy. Can you go buy yourself all these bags and all these high expensive things? Can you go do that and pay your bills? Why are you trying to shame them into getting it? So if they broke, y'all broke too. So the pot calling the kettle black. You broke, they broke. Okay, why? That still ain't gonna make him want to take care of you. You looking for him to buy you stuff that you can't buy yourself. So you broke, okay? So you can't shame people about being broke because they don't want to spend their money on you just because. Like, come on. That could have been a good date. That man got you flowers. He took you out to eat. Could have had a nice conversation, got to know the man. Could be a good relationship, but y'all are squandering good relationships thinking that you supposed to have a rich man, child. Tell me this is not a delusional state, child. I don't know what is going on. Now he took you somewhere brought you roses. Come on, that was nice. But y'all are so lost and confused. You don't know what a nice date is. With these superficial ideas just keeping y'all by yourselves, struggling to pay your own bills, and you calling somebody else broke. Stop it. Y'all's capping and losing. I'm just saying. Just saying. So I mean, come on. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And y'all realize that it's not working, but y'all keep going with it because you think it's going to eventually work out. Come on, let me manifest this rich man that's going to want to be with me, faithful to me, loyal to me, give me all this money, and I don't have to work, I don't have to do shit. Y'all are putting yourselves in a horrible position. And hopefully you can change it before it's too late. You're not going to have all these opportunities to get it right. And when you're 60 years old, still talking about, I need a man who can take me seriously, take me shot. He don't understand who and what I am. No, child, it's too late. When you get 60 and you still saying that, you automatically lost. Y'all have the examples right in front of y'all, but y'all don't want to accept it because you don't think it's going to be you. No, you're seeing more and more of these examples. You're seeing beautiful women who done got old and hit that wall hard, sitting up here by themselves saying, damn, I didn't think I would be 50 years old with no kids and no husband. Right. So if y'all don't take notice and pay attention to what's happening and what could potentially be you, you're doing it to yourself. That's on you at this point. You can't blame nobody but your goddamn self. Because you sat there and you saw all these examples and you said, oh no, I'm gonna still manifest mine. My rich man. How many people out here got rich men? Come on now. Y'all are really lost. Y'all are educated and the education went to your head and it's working backwards now. You're going backwards. Y'all ain't moving forward. You're going backwards. And once again, if you're a single old broad and you happy with your life, this is not for you. If it don't apply, you know what to do. Let it fly. This ain't for you. It's for the women who say they want relationships and you want commitment and you want a man, but you can't find one and they ain't taking you seriously because you probably think this way. So it's for the people who keep complaining about men and the fact that you can't find a good one. Maybe it's you. That's all I'm saying. Look at yourself. Change your mentality. If you think like this is why the men are ghosting you. They don't want to deal with these entitled, unrealistic women out here. Come on now. Who would? Yeah, it's you. You know? That's all I'm saying. Sometimes you got to look at yourself and realize that you are the problem. So yeah, that's it. And I'm not saying everybody, listen, I want to be clear, y'all, because y'all know I have to keep saying this. Every man out here is not out here trying with the right intentions when they're dating. They got some clowns out here. They got some men who ain't treating women right, of course. But see, we already know that. That's like beating a dead horse. Y'all been clowning men and talking about deadbeats and bad niggas for the longest. But what we have not talked about is the women out here who are clowns and who are finessing men and out here with the wrong intentions. So this is why we got to focus on you. It's your turn, ladies. The men we know there's tons of people bashing men and calling men out and calling the bad men out. But what we don't accept or acknowledge is the good men out here that y'all keep passing up. And y'all don't want to acknowledge the horrible women out here who don't know how to be good women for good men. And y'all keep expecting more and more from them while you giving the least. Because you don't know what you're doing. You're not a good woman for the good men that are out here and you ain't getting them. So we got to address it because that's never been talked about. And this is why there's a lot of pushback because they don't want to talk about it. You want to push the narrative that all women are great and all men are bad. And that's a lie from hell.